So the steering committee, which was in charge of organizing this event, thought that it would be really important to have an outcome document from this event, bringing so many people together who are committed to legal aid globally. And on the occasion of adoption of the UN principles and guidelines, this would be an opportunity not to just learn from each other about what are the good practices, what are the challenges, how we could help together, but think about how do we take forward effectively the implementation of the UN principles and guidelines, both at the global level as well as national levels. The previous speakers talked a lot about how secret lies in implementation, how important this issue is globally, but it doesn't seem to be receiving adequate attention at various levels, global and national. So challenges are a lot, but also the opportunities are many. One of them being, obviously, a very important one, the recent the UN principles and guidelines and this event itself. So the subcommittee was established, a small group within the steering committee, to work towards preparing the process, as well as some initial suggestions on what the conference resolution or declaration could look like. I was honored to kind of be tasked with this work of the working group. We pulled together a few pages long document as suggestions, which we would like, obviously, and we expect the conference participants to really weigh on very much and actually turn into the document which is drafted and then eventually adopted at the last session, final session of this event on Thursday. The suggestions in the document are only just initial recommendations. But as you have seen also on the conference agenda, we are planning to form the working group, which is going to meet tonight from 8 to 10 p.m. To start work on the document together, and then we will agree at that point what additional meetings we'll need to do in the coming days, at which point we'll carve out time from the very otherwise busy 3 days event so that it's ready by 3 p.m. On Thursday. There are several main themes which we would like to suggest this document really underlines and is carried through. One is the importance of really some kind of mechanism, kind of a global mechanism to ensure, create some accountability in a way for implementation. So there is a need to know what's happening in the countries which all have voted unanimously for the adoption of the UN principles and guidelines. So thinking about maybe a monitoring reporting mechanism under the DC Secretariat or some structure, would be the possibility. Possibilities that is created by the next Crime Congress, which is happening next year in Doha, and how the Doha Congress could maybe reflect on the importance of implementation of the UN principles of guidelines and really encourage the states to take measures in this regard. Importance of data collection, so that the numbers are very important concerning legal aid. How many people receive it, what budgets are spent, what is the accessibility rate, what's the demand rate, and so on and so forth. How to make this data available. International cooperation, and we've been talking a lot about this already. And then a matter of early access to legal aid, something that is, as well at the previous panel, we started to discuss. There will be a session, which I'm moderating, dedicated to this topic specifically. But given the importance of this issue, as we are learning more and more how it's important for the entire criminal justice and many other, everything around it in a way, for the defendant, for the society, for the trust in the justice system, for the fairness of the justice and criminal justice processes, to see how we can also reflect this. Now, again, these are like several themes so that we think could really make through this, wade through the document. In terms of the process, so we are, we would like, while we have asked several people to join the working group at 8 p.m., just very small group at this point, we expect much larger group to join the working group, so we are actually asking all of you to consider on voluntary basis to join the work of the working group to contribute to this matter. We will meet at 8 p.m. in this room. We will try to circulate the printed versions of what we have encountered so far so that we can actually work from something. And that working group, I don't know how big it's going to be, depends how many of you will be willing to really take active part in that. So we'll meet tonight and then we'll agree how to work going forward tomorrow and the day after tomorrow. I think in terms of the process, what we would try to do would be ideally, and hopefully that's achievable, that by Thursday morning, to have a draft of the document which can be shared to all the participants. So that in the morning when you come to this room, all of you will receive the document so that during the day you have a possibility to familiarize yourself with the document so that at 3 p.m. when Justice Mambo chairs the final session, so you'll have your comments and suggestions. It's only an hour session, so we try to really finalize the document at that point and adopt it. Hopefully it's going to have a successful fate as it was the Lilongwe Declaration. We started in 2004 in Lilongwe. We had Clifford from Siska here, who was the host of that event, and many of you, or some of you, were at this event and a long journey which resulted in 2012 in the adoption of this instrument. Hopefully this instrument that we hope to adopt, this declaration, on Thursday will emulate the success of its predecessor and then really put forward its implementation. If there are any comments or questions concerning process or substance that is going to be, please, maybe it's, we may have a few minutes to discuss. And otherwise, anyone who is willing to join is very much invited to do so, and we will meet in this room at 8 p.m. tonight. Okay, so probably then, Jennifer, do you have anything to add? So then I look forward to seeing many of you or some of you in the evening and to select. I think it's, yeah. Jennifer is asking whether people would like to indicate now that they would like to participate, or the other option would be they just show up at 8 p.m. Yes, but yeah, it may take time. I mean, yeah, of course, I mean, having a balance, some kind of balance from geographic representation and the type of organizations would be great to have. So from larger country teams, it would be great if maybe country teams could agree maybe that one person or two persons from the country team, depending on the size, could be delegated to participate. But again, we really wanted this to be really entirely voluntary and no obligations, but something that the group, whichever size it's going to be, is going to work really hard to turn it around in the next 2 days. Okay. So I think we would just really meet here at 8 p.m. and then start our work on the document, and we'll have the copies printed for you at that point. Thank you.